Hey, Magic fans. Welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. We got some interesting moves in the market today. Actually, it kind of started this weekend and nobody really caught it yet, but here it is. We have a card from old Magic getting large and in charge. Going from $5 to $20. What is it? Let's take a look. Before we get started, though, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. The comments down below will feed that YouTube algorithm and help support the channel. Links in the description for other ways to do so and to buy cards on the eBay store. Things are on sale. Go check it out. Sorry, I'm still losing my voice from this weekend. So let's get into it. What card are we talking about? Well, you know, the good old Reign of Gore. You know, the card that everybody remembers, right? Right? Not even close. So, the Reign of Gore for a red and a black was an enchantment that if a spell or ability would cause its controller to gain life, that player loses that much life instead. So, seen a little bit of play, and when I mean a little, I mean 1%, damn near none. But it was a $5 card, not too bad. It is from, I believe that is Ascension, Ravnica Ascension symbol. So, very interesting. This card has shot up to almost $20, with some copies of it being outlandishly expensive. For example, let's take a look at it. So on TCG Player right now, you can see here, heavily played are going for $3, but you can see the trend of how it's went up. Again, this is heavily played. Market price, $333. Recent sales, $8.99. Normal price is around $10, with a foil being $28.07. So, wow. But if we actually go and start looking, a moderately played foil, $9.54 to $28. Listed medium price, $31. That's a little high. $15.71 seems a little better, but if you look down here at a 3-month snapshot, high sale price of $50. Is that still a thing? Well, we keep digging in, and we look at the lightly played foils. Lightly played, mind you, there are 3 listings on TCG Player, going from anywhere from $56 to $73 to almost $80 for lightly played. I know what your next question is. Why is lightly played on here, Captain? Why not near mint? Well, that's because the near mint ones go from $60 to $80 to $120. And notice again, there's only 4 of those available with 3 listings. Not much of a difference from lightly played, other than an amazing price tag. Holy cow. So yeah, you could say it's a bit high. Here is the normal lightly played price of non-foils, anywhere from $13.50 and up. There are quite a few of these listings. This is just an example. Again, the average play price of this card is around $20 for a near mint one. And being Ravnica Ascension, there's not a lot of these that are near mint because they've been out for a while. And because it wasn't really a great card to begin with, or very popular, people really didn't take care of it probably. But if you've got some floating around out there, now might be a great time to unload those onto the TCG market and make some money. So, why would you think this card is suddenly popular? Well, as you look at the near mint listings, over $30 a piece for only 6. Yep, math's hard. For the 6 people that have them listed. The reason the popularity of this card has went up so much is, for one reason, this little fella. So in Modern, there is a new deck, and it's seen a lot of play. And it's really based around the Titan of Fire's Fury here. So it's a white, red, and 1 for a 6/6. Whenever it comes into play, if it wasn't escaped, you have to sacrifice it. But when it enters the battlefield or attacks, it basically lightning helixes your opponent. Deal 3 damage. Well, any target. 3 damage to any target, you gain 3 life. It escapes for 4. This is very similar to the black-red one, which makes you discard. And if you don't discard a non-land permanent, you take 3 damage, plus it's a 6/6. This, arguably, does cost 1 more, but in the grand scheme of things, this card is so much better. Not only because you deal damage and gain life, but because if they do manage to kill it, you don't care because it has escape value. And being at 3 mana, it is a little harder to Fatal Push than normal, but Fatal Push, it ain't hard in Modern, we all know that. But it still means you have to do a Fatal Push with the extra clause of something going to the graveyard. So it is what it is. And not only that, this deck in particular, and I won't show you the whole deck and try to bore you with semantics or any of that stuff. Another card that's really taken off in Modern along with this in this deck is cards like this for Modern Horizons. The Guide of Souls. 1 white, 1/2. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and get an energy. Whenever you attack, you may pay 3 energy. When you do, put 2 +1/+1 counters on a flying counter on a target attacking creature. It becomes an angel in addition to other types. Now, this card alone is just good. Works with itself. It works with other small white creatures and red creatures, which would be in the same deck, along with Phage. But remember, this says that the ability to put 2 +1/+1 counters and a flying counter on something is target attacking creature. It doesn't have to be this creature itself. It just says whenever you attack. This creature doesn't have to attack. That's the catch. You could send Phage in with a lightning helix on the jump, and then put 2 +1/+1 counters on him, make him an 8/8, and then give him flying. So now you have an 8/8 flyer who's lightning helix in every turn he swings. It's just out of control. And if you can't get him out, there are plenty of other cards in this deck that you can do this to that are going to be absurd. Also, we got a wide slew of new energy cards that are really good in Modern Horizons 3. A lot of them being red direct damage cards, white cards that generate energy. And the deck itself, which operates basically on the principle of these 2 cards, are rather good. And this is better than Soul Warden because it makes things bigger. Now, also, this card has been very popular because it also supplements a Soul Sisters deck, which doesn't always win, but is very annoying and can kill you. Now, with all this being said, and all the prices going up, this deck in particular has yet to really come through hardcore and win some matches. But a lot of that's probably because of the card picking up popularity of Reign of Gore, where people are now putting it in their sideboard to kind of, we'll say, offset all the ability of this so that instead of gaining life, people lose life. Basically turning their red-white gain life deck that is aggro into a red-white lose life aggro deck, which can be, we'll say, a liability in a format where people run tons of fetch lands and direct damage. So that's one of the things probably keeping this deck down right now is just the fact that Reign of Gore exists. But because this deck exists, it has made Reign of Gore a very popular card. So if you got a couple of them floating around or what have you, probably ought to go pull them out, because if you don't want them, by God, other people do. So yeah, or if you do have them, might be a good time to make sure you got them, sleeve them up, because not just this deck, but many other decks with gain life are starting to come out of the woodwork, and that Reign of Gore is starting to be a really, really popular sideboard card. So there you have it, guys. That's what's going on recently in Modern. Again, the decks haven't come out in a, we'll say, jaw-dropping, stampeding effect of winning. However, when a deck does come out and it does start performing really well, other decks will find ways to circumvent them to try to keep the battlefield even, and that's what we're seeing here. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Until next time, be kind, and as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. And I will be playing Reign of Gore if you want to pull this shenanigans on me, by God, I tell you what.